And welcome back to Metropol Sports Center. My name is Nashon Owano. In case you're missing out, you had missed out on the first and the second part of the show. Today we are talking about the Afcon qualifiers, the games that were played in the course of this week. In case you missed it, I just wanted to remind you on some of the teams that have qualified for the Afcon, already qualified for the Afcon tournament. The following are the teams. We have Mali, Guinea, Burkina Faso, Ghana, Gabon, Gambia, Cameroon, Egypt, Comoros, Algeria, Zimbabwe, Senegal, Tunisia, Equatorial Guinea. More spots are up for grab, and there are still major fixtures that are going to be honored this weekend and the better part of next week. Now in studio, I was joined by our African football analyst, that is Eric Shilende. Shilende, just before we went for the break, we were talking about the performance of Uganda in their game against Burkina Faso. And I was asking you, what do you think is working for our neighbors that is not working for us? Because this is not the first time that you're qualifying. It's becoming sort of like a regular for them to qualify for this particular tournament.
Surely national, you realize that Uganda are now regulars. I can term them as regulars because they've been in Afcon for the last 4 to 5 editions. They've been performing well there. They're not yet to hit the top levels, but we can say they are performing better, at least for a team from ESC. And if you can look at the Ugandan team in the past about 20 years, they've only had 3 coaches. That is Bobby Williamson, Micho, and now Jonathan McNistry. And you can see that having a coach that stays in a team for a long time gives what we call stability in the game. That this coach is able to identify a pool of players in which he works with them for a long term. And when players stay in the team, same players in the team for a long time, they build up the chemistry, and they bond, and they are able to build a winning structure. That is something that has been helping Uganda so much. In the same period of time, Kenya have had more than 20 coaches. That is really unacceptable. And in any performing team, whether in Europe or whether where, those teams keep their coaches for a long time. You can see Joachim Löw in Germany. He stayed from 2006, almost 15
years, that's 15 years.
Yeah, 15 to 16 years there. He's been there for that time. And he's not alone. Spain have kept, his only reason that they're still finding stability, but they kept Del Bosco for a very long time as a coach. He was able to win them the Euros and the World Cup. So that is something that has really been ailing Kenya, the changing of managers each and every time. When a new coach comes in, whether you like it or not, there has to be changes. He has to change the lineup. He has to change the system of play. Many things, and it takes time for him to settle up with the team and maybe create a winning team.
I agree with you that when a coach steps into a team, there are either positive or negative changes that have to happen to the team. A good example is the Chelsea when Frank Lampard was fired and Thomas Tuchel took over. I mean, Chelsea are doing very well in the league. But away from the English Premier League, back to the Afcon conversation. Looking at the way the table standings the table standings at the moment, do you fancy that Uganda is going to qualify for these years for the Afcon tournament?
Uganda, I give them a chance. They are second in their group after Burkinabe. They are on 8 points. Malawi has 7 points, which means they only need to better their performance when they visit Malawi, and a draw is really enough for them to go through because they'll move to 9 points, whereby it's actually the matter of avoiding a defeat. If they avoid being defeated by Malawi, of which they can do, then Uganda are in. So for now, I can give them about 70 to 80% to qualify for Afcon 2021 in Cameroon.
Okay.
Yes.
Looking at our for lack of a better word, our group mates, that is Comoros versus Togo. The game ended 0-0. First of all, I'll want to get your take on this particular game. What did you make of the Comoros versus Togo game?
Comoros have been very, very brilliant since the start of this campaign. When they began, the match they won was against Togo. They played in Lom, and they won away to Togo. They were minnows, and with all things working against them, they were able to win that game and get their first 3 points. And that is what has really pushed them from then, because they were able to draw against Egypt. They went ahead to take 4 points from Kenya, and that is what has kept them up to there for this moment. So it is kudos to Comoros. They knew what they were doing. They just went to pick, they were playing home, and they only wanted a point. And that's what they did. Being effective, playing to the coach's instructions, playing to your objectives, and getting that valuable point that has really enabled themselves to qualify for the first time. Remember, they'll be playing, they'll be making their debut in Afcon competition at Cameroon next year. And if they do, they play how they've been playing in the qualifiers, I give them a good chance, because I remember in the last edition we had other debutants in Madagascar, and they played all the way to the quarterfinals. They were able to win their group. They were able to grind some good results, beating Nigeria. They also were able to beat Congo, and these teams that are coming for the first time, that nobody knows about them, they usually have a good chance of performing if they just do what's right for them.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, with Togo, I want to talk about the fixture that we have with them. I know we are playing with them in Lom. Next week, the team is flying out of the country over the weekend to go to Sao Tome and Principe. And I just wanted to get your take in that particular match. Looking at how we played against Egypt, where are your odds at?
It's still a tough match for Kenya. We played Togo twice in Lom, and we lost both of them. We lost during the 2004 qualifier. We lost to Togo 2-0, and recently during another qualifier in about 2012 there, it was a World Cup qualifier, we lost 2-1 to Togo. So we don't have a good history in Lom. So we have to be at our best in order for us to win. When they came here in Kasarani, we were the better team, but we failed to beat them. They were able to come back into the game and equalize for a 1-1 draw. So when you go there, it's a very hard job for Kenya. But if we carry the game that we had, we played against Egypt, if we carry that confidence going into the Togo game, given that they've been the poorest side in this group, they've not won a game, they've only drawn 3 and lost 2. So if we are able to play at our best, we should be able to emerge winners, even if it's 1-0, or avoid a defeat at our best.
Okay.
Yes.
The other game was between South Africa and Ghana. Anytime I mention Bafana, the thing that comes to our mind is the goal that was scored by Shabalala and the comment from Peter Drury. What did you make of that particular game? Do you think they both deserved to get a point for this particular game?
South Africa, Ghana, that is a top game. Those are top teams in Africa, and anything can happen in such a game. You have to realize that mostly in Africa, these qualifiers, the home teams always win or draw. It is very rare or really difficult for a team to go away and pick points in Africa as opposed to maybe in Europe, because Africans, they really use their home advantage. They would rather defend and draw rather than lose that game. So drawing against Senegal, that's a game that could go either side, and a draw is a fair result for that fixture. Yes.
What is happening in Ghana? So we are still on the conversation about South Africa and Ghana. I mean, each of them had equal chances in this game to win, but no win was achieved in this particular game. What do you think are some of the things that the team probably needs? Both of the teams need to improve on probably in the next tire that they have.
For South Africa, they've been inconsistent for quite some time. So I think maybe they have so many issues to deal with. For a long time, the results are in and out. So we cannot really have so much to talk about them. Maybe they need a bigger change. For Ghana, you can understand they are going through a transition. They have a squad that has really carried them for about 10 years or so. The likes of the Ayu brothers, Asamoah Gyan, Wakaso Mubarak, and those elite players, they've been there since they won the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in 2010. And this squad has aged. So they are going through a transition, which is not very easy for any team. So it will take them some time to find new players that will come in and fill the positions of these top guys, which are now aged and now moving out of the team slowly. So to ease another a generation of team, new blood to come in the team, will actually take some time. It will need the coach to be very keen, to be very understanding. The fans have to be persistent, I mean, not persistent, but patient with the Black Stars for them to return back to their top levels, to where Ghana was feared to play against, you know. There was a time you could not like to get a match against Ghana, but now they are ordinary African team. So it has to take time for them to overhaul the team and go through that transition.
Okay. So rebuilding is important for them. It's important for them to go through the rebuilding process.
Exactly, and that is what they are doing at the moment.
To get back to form. I think interesting you mentioned Asamoah Gyan. I'll always remember that penalty that he lost that could have seen Africa proceed into the next part of the tournament. But again, Luis Suarez costed us, costed Africa, because at that particular time, all the African countries were rallying behind Ghana to beat, to proceed to the next round of the competition. Finally, Shilenje, I just wanted to get your take on some of the things that you probably see still have a chance to qualify for the Afcon tournament.
Maybe I'll start home. We've already tackled Uganda. Sorry for Tanzania, they are out. They lost to Equatorial Guinea and they won't make it. The last game against Algeria will be a matter of formalities, same as to Kenya versus Togo. But Rwanda are in good position to qualify. They are second in their position. Going into the last match, they only need a win. If they win their last match, they are in Cameroon. We also have Ethiopia. Ethiopia doing very fantastic. They brushed away Madagascar 4-0 in Addis. They are leading the group, and I see them equally qualify. Going to the last game, maybe they only need a draw, and they are safe. They are guaranteed to qualify. Another surprising team is Gambia. Gambia, they also be debuting in Cameroon next year. They qualified for the first time in a very tough group. They were able to beat regulars like Angola in their way of in their route to qualifying. That's also a better result. And in the other teams, teams like Nigeria, though not yet qualified, but I expect them to come in. I expect to see Ivory Coast. I expect to see Morocco. And I know a host of top teams are going to qualify. But for East Africa, Rwanda and Ethiopia. And also Sudan. I've forgotten Sudan. Sudan are also in good position to qualify for Afcon 2021 in Cameroon.
Okay. It's always nice having you on the show, Shilenje, talking matters of football, African football. I think you should brand yourself as the African football analyst, because there are very few people. Now, quickly we turn into the Events Watch segment of the show. We are going to be talking about some of the games that you are expected to be watching out for this weekend. Now, after a long wait, the Formula One action is back. That is the Bahrain Grand Prix officially kicks off this weekend. And the following matches are going to be played in the Afcon qualifiers. We have Lesotho versus Sierra Leone, Benin versus Nigeria, Namibia versus Guinea, Tanzania versus Libya, Tunisia versus Equatorial Guinea, Ghana versus Sao Tome and Principe, Sudan versus South Africa, Angola versus Gabon. And in the Kenya Premier League, the following games are going to be honored. That is Gor Mahia versus Sofapaka, Mathare United versus KCB, and Zoo Kericho versus AFC Leopards. Well, that's all the time that we had on Metropol Sports Center. Do wish you a fantastic weekend. See you next week, same place, same time.